Well, it's a brisk and sunny Sunday here in St. Louis, Sunday before the holidays. I was thinking earlier this week back to a moment after I got out of college, and I bought a Christmas present for my nephew, who was about 6 or 7 at the time, that I was just utterly fascinated with. And it got me thinking, can we really get fascinated by anything anymore? Let's talk about it. So about this present, and I know it's killing you, it was some kind of a transformative thing. It was made to look like a Volkswagen Beetle. It was, I don't know, maybe 10 inches long, 11 inches long, and it looked exactly like a Volkswagen Beetle. But if you pushed on the nose of it, the nose of the car lifted up, and it became this giant praying mantis sort of creature-looking thing. And my nephew thought it was a cool thing because he could change from one thing to another. And my analytical brain started looking at it and thinking, you know, somebody thought of that, and somebody had to figure out all those moving parts and pieces to make it collapse and make the mantis completely disappear. And I thought it was just, I opened and closed that thing for I don't know how long. It was a little embarrassing because while everybody else was talking about the color and how cool the mantis looked, I was freaking out over how the thing was built. I just stared at it for a really long time. Of course, it was over 30 years ago. I don't remember how long, but it was long enough that 30 years later, I can still remember doing it. And it got me thinking, what are we fascinated by anymore? When's the last time you looked at something and were genuinely awestruck by it? Either how it looked, the fact that it was even in existence, something natural, something man-made. The natural things just blow me away because I can look at them for hours. And a quote from a video I saw a while back was pretty amazing. I thought it's when you're standing among things that are millions of years old, it puts your tiny little existence into perspective. And I don't know how you can't walk through a place like Canyonlands National Park or any place out west and not be just completely awestruck and floored by the geology and the geological features that surround you. The landscape is amazing. If I translate that into man-made things, I start thinking about design. I start thinking about what happens up here. And how amazing is it that of all the living creatures on this planet, humans are the ones who can take an idea and put it on paper and actually turn it into something real. What blows me away a lot is just the dedication and the perseverance that it takes for someone to think of an idea, conceive it, and get it onto paper and bring it into being. We're capable of an awful lot. And I look at things that I'm fascinated by, and I think, is anybody else seeing what I'm seeing? I mean, we've all essentially hit the lottery by being on this planet in this time and place, and we're all here together. Our short average lifespan of 80 years has somehow coincided with 7 billion other people, and here we are. It's almost easier to win the monetary lottery than it is to be born. And I think you can connect being awestruck by something with mindfulness. I think it's thoroughly possible to be amazed by something and not have any connection with it at all. You can walk through a forest and be amazed at the size of a tree. You can, wildlife, the river that's out in front of me, and everything that river does and everything that river supports, all the wildlife and natural life beneath it, and all of the needs of the human race above it, with the boat traffic and shipping things. The world, the entire world, is filled with amazing things, and I'm challenging everybody here to take a look around them and just breathe and see the things that are just beyond anything I could have imagined as a kid. I think in some ways our minds these days are trained to interpret things in a different way. I think that with all the technology around us, and it's kind of hard to keep up with, right? Even if you choose to be fascinated by something, things are happening so quickly these days that I think we take a lot of it for granted. I'm not really sure if having a curious mind is a requirement or has anything to do with it. I have to be careful to not color this conversation with my own brain, which works in a technical and creative field all day long. So I'm kind of paid to solve problems on a daily basis. And that part of my brain is always engaged. And I think it affects me in everything else that I do. I walk through buildings and I'm touching the finishes and I'm seeing the size and proportion of the space and the things that work well and the things that probably could have worked a little better. We are highly intelligent, inherently creative, sentient beings. Our ability to create, that alone sets us apart from so many other species on this planet. And to celebrate that should be something we can celebrate. We can all celebrate. I made this. I created this. Here, take a look. Don't lose the magic. Every day affords an opportunity to be amazed by something. It could be anything. It could be a human interaction. Name it. Just recognize it, accept it, embrace it. There is magic in every direction. I'm experiencing some of it today because I have this entire 500-acre park to myself. And I think that's pretty amazing. And when you put some of those human connections into perspective and you start thinking about the things that are amazing, you think about your interpersonal relationships with other people. You think about art. You think about technology and science and how we got to the moon, how we see things through telescopes that are light years away from our planet. And I can't connect with the idea that some people can look at those things and not see the absolute magic in all of them. So I want to jump off topic just for a second and ask how your holiday shopping is going. I finally got all mine done this week and got all my presents wrapped, and the tree is fortified underneath with kind of everything. I was worried about being able to get it all done in time for the holidays this year, but I'm all finished. I had a stack of leather orders that I finally got the last of those off my plate 2 days ago, which felt good. Now I need to go shop for more material and see what's in store for next year. How's your holiday shopping going? Do you have anything fun planned? Are you leaving town? Are you staying home? Are you the host house? We're the host house. So we make lots of food. And it's always very loud and very chaotic and very holiday. The secret here is I haven't grown any facial hair probably since my first marriage, and that was over 25 years ago. Didn't really come in that great. It was a little patchy. And since I've had this kind of goatee Heisenberg look for a while, it was time for something different. And Bridget and I talked about just kind of updating our looks for the fall. So I decided to see where it would run. It's about 7 weeks in right now. I had the goatee pulled back a little bit just to kind of help balance things out. But this is going to be the look for winter 25-26. And in another month or so, I'll make a decision about how long to let it run. I would be remiss without doing this. Leah, if you're watching, yeah, there's no hair up here, so hats are definitely a necessity in the wintertime to keep my melon warm. But I've been shaving my head for about 10 years, and I don't want to let it grow back because I remember how patchy it was when I got rid of it. So this is going to be the deal until I can't do anything anymore. Well, it wasn't much of a video, but I wanted to get something up. It's been a minute since I've posted. We've just been really extremely busy with the holiday season, and I've been slammed at work. So it's kind of put a limit on how much I can do and how much I can create. I do have some interesting projects on the leather bench for the coming year. After the first of the year, I've got some materials coming in. I've got a pretty large order for about 12 wallets that I need to dig into pretty soon. And I'm pretty excited to show you some of the new things around the work area and how I've got things arranged. I did move things around per that last video, a couple videos ago, whenever it was. I was making some plans. I did get the electric moved, which is great. That's given me a ton of flexibility and gotten rid of a lot of extension cords in my space, so it's a lot safer. And I hope, from my heart of hearts, I hope you and yours have a wonderful and memorable holiday season. Please take care, please stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon.